MACC freezes bank accounts of Bersatu. Logistical woes in KAPIT'S. And 300 million ringgit reasonable for Sarawak. Bringing you the eye on the news tonight, you're now with me, Shortamato, and this is TVS Nightline. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki confirmed that several bank accounts belonging to the Bersatu Party have been frozen to assist in an investigation. According to Baki, an investigation is being conducted under the MACC Act 2009 and Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act. It is understood that the action is related to the MACC's investigation into the alleged misappropriation of 600 billion ringgit in funds used by the government when the country was dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, confirming the matter, Bersatu Secretary General Dato Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said that the party will continue to cooperate with the MACC with regards to the freezing of the party's bank accounts by the Commission. On December 6, Baki said MACC had opened an investigation paper into the alleged misappropriation of the funds by the previous government. Issues that hinder the logistics of construction material and equipment to KAPIT'S will be addressed. State Premier Dato' Padi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunaping said the matter was decided in the State Development Coordination Committee meeting on Wednesday, adding that Sarawak has allocated 400 million ringgit over the past 3 years for development projects in the division under the Upper Rajang Development Agency. The resources management is left unattended. Abang Johari is worried that the issue will delay the development progress.
Di sini perkara yang agak genting ialah logistik. Umpamanya kita nak bangunkan daerah Mambung. Bukit Mabung. Daerah baru Bukit Mabung. Kita menghadapi di mana kontraktor susah untuk membawa barang ke kawasan tersebut, maka ia melambatkan.
Additionally, Abang Johari said that the meeting also discussed the development of basic infrastructure such as water and electricity supply.
Ini juga masalahnya adalah logistik. Jadi apa yang berlaku sekarang ini pada umumnya memang bahagian KAPIT'S pesat membangun dan juga di kawasan-kawasan luar pada KAPIT'S kita berkendakkan masa disebabkan oleh kekangan dari sudut logistik tadi. Jadi saya rasa bahawa dalam rancangan Malaysia ke-12 midterm review kita juga akan membuat kajian di atas pelaksanaan projek-projek tersebut.
At the same time, he proposed alternatives to tackle the problem, such as by using waterways for transportation of construction materials. The 16 million ringgit special allocation given to Sarawak based on Article 112D of the Federal Constitution that is now increased to 300 million is seen as a reasonable and fair amount. Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department of Law, MA63 and State Federal Relations, Dato' Sharifah Hasidah Said Aman Ghazali, who described it as an interim payment, said this is a good start even though it is not based on the formula proposed by the Sarawak government.
Interim, like this is an interim payment, I suppose. So this segala apa yang kita bincangkan bersama Yang Berhormat Premier dan di bawah seliaan Timbalan Perdana Menteri kita Datuk Seri Fadilah, semua saya rasa berjalan lancar dan kita akan terus continue with further detailings of hak-hak kita yang perlu kita dapat kembalikan lagi lah.
She said this after launching the Sebakas Prihatin Khas program at the Serian Community-Based Rehabilitation Centre at Taman Anggerek in Serian recently. She explained that the claims in the Malaysia Agreement 1963 as an ongoing process of negotiation.
Ini kita berterima kasih timbalan Perdana Menteri kita kerana berbesar hati untuk memberi kita apa yang kita lama ini perjuangkan.
On January 20th, Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced that the special allocation to Sarawak has been increased to 300 million ringgit compared to 16 million ringgit previously. He stressed that the amount is subject to change at any time as it is based on a formula and other factors to be refined by both sides from time to time. Meanwhile, unresolved claims in the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63 will be brought up in the upcoming Parliament.
Dia ada banyak daripada dulu lagi, ada yang dah selesai. Waktu yang mula-mula dulu apa dipanggil devolution of power, maknanya kuasa pentadbiran mana yang di bawah apa dah diserahkan balik sahabat Sarawak. Kemudian yang melibatkan kewangan dan juga perundangan. Sebahagian dah diselesai, dah diumumkan daripada dari Datuk Sri Najib dulu, kemudian Tassim Muhyiddin, Datuk Sri Ismail, sekarang ni PM yang ke-10 pun dah umumkan. Jadi masih ada lagi yang dirundingkan, yang perlu dibawa ke Parlimen, ada yang perlu ada implikasi kewangan.
He said this when met after attending the Malaysia Palm Oil Board MPOB 2022 Excellence Award ceremony at MPOB headquarters today. Previously, the media reported a few important matters in MA63 which have been successfully resolved. They comprise of the appointment of a board representative in the Inland Revenue Board, assistance for education and health infrastructure, as well as annual budget allocations to Sabah and Sarawak.
An investigation into the issue claims that some local travel agencies were buying up flight tickets in bulk is now ongoing. Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, MOTAC, warns that it will take firm action by revoking the license of travel agencies if they are found to be flouting the rules.
Ya, memang ini isu saya sudah minta timbalan menteri menjalankan satu siasatan dan juga engagement sama ini semua travel agent atas perkara itu. So semalam dia baru habis, so saya perlu dapat masa lagi berjumpa dia. So when I go back today, kemungkinan tengok besok ada peluang atau tidak sebelum saya pergi Asian Minister Forum, saya boleh dapat maklumat sikit daripada dia. Kita tindakan ya siasatan yang betul, memang itu travel agent kita akan tindakan.
Adakah dia termasuk penamatan lesen ke macam mana?
Ya, he will rule out, we will cancel the license. Kalau dia jalankan dia punya menjaga ataupun dia punya bisnes tidak ikut undang-undang.
Tiong was met by the media after a working visit to the Sarawak Contingent Police Headquarters here today. He added he would issue a statement tomorrow if he has the complete information about the matter before going off to Indonesia to attend the ASEAN Ministerial Forum. The local media reported that several local Umrah travel providers were alleged to have been buying up flight tickets in bulk and selling them to agencies in Indonesia at prices as high as 6,000 ringgit to make a hefty profit.
Departments and agencies involving commercial transportation are urged to look into the conditions and regulations set previously to tailor to the current situation. Minister of Transport Sarawak, Dr. Sri Lee Kim Shin said among the key points to consider are regarding heavy load vehicles using federal highways in Sarawak.
As the Minister responsible for transport, I'm looking into the improvement of the whole transport services, of which both the federal and state laws and regulations will set the barrier for us to move forward to develop our transport sector. I believe there's a way we can find a solution on improving and increasing the weight of cargoes to be transported instead of bringing onto age-old roads.
As such, he urged all government agencies and regulatory bodies to look into the process and procedures, especially in the issuing of permits, to ensure conditions are set in the current needs and situation.
Ben Borneo Highway will be completed very soon, while Coastal Highway and Second Trunk Road are also under construction. I urge the government agencies and regulatory body to relook at the process and procedures, especially in the issuing of permit, to ensure that the conditions set are according to the current needs and situation. Use this time to look into the details and seek views of other agencies and also the private sectors.
He said this in his speech when officiating the program, the Lap on Weight Restriction Order Solution to Harmonise Operation of Heavy Vehicle in Sarawak in Bintulu. In other developments, Kim Shin said his ministry is now rigorously identifying suitable models for lorry terminals. He explained that the state government will make sure facilities meet the requirements for heavy vehicles to ensure better and higher quality services in the future.
My ministry will facilitate the need for a dedicated parking spaces for heavy vehicles to ensure better quality and efficient service. At the same time, we want to ensure public safety are given top priority. In this regard, we are looking at a successful model of lorry terminal or logistic hub in other countries like Singapore and Thailand.
He added that his ministry is also proposing to build lorry terminals in major cities in Sarawak.
Putrajaya is ready to discuss with the Sarawak government in regards to the state's wish to take back Bintulu Port. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said the discussion will be held in the spirit of the unity government, but adds that he has yet to receive an official report regarding the intention from the Sarawak government thus far. Loke said for the port to be handed over to the Sarawak government, it needs to go through various legal processes, but his ministry welcomes joint discussions. He said a federal port is regulated through an act under Parliament, and thus jurisdiction and regulation of the port are under the federal government through the Ministry of Transport. Earlier, it was reported that the Sarawak government will discuss with Putrajaya to inquire back Bintulu Port, which is currently under the jurisdiction of the federal government. Premier Sarawak Dr. Patigi Tan Sri Awang Johari Tudabang said the move would enable Bintulu Port to be administered and further developed as a state port in accordance with the strategy drawn up for ports in Sarawak. Coming up right after the break, promoting long-term food security and mass protests erupt in France. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back to the Nightline. A comprehensive program is needed to improve the long-term food security in the northern region of Sarawak and strengthen food systems against the worsening food crisis through agriculture. Political analyst Dr. Professor Jayum Jawan described the move as a commendable initiative as the region has vast resources and potential in the sector.
He said the planning must be implemented in stages so as to ensure its success.
Sedikit, walaupun perancangan itu bagus, komprehensif bagi kawasan-kawasan tertentu, tetapi bagi saya kita harus melihat perancangan keseluruhan untuk Sarawak, untuk semua sudut wilayah Sarawak. Kita kaya dengan pelbagai sumber asli, tanah luas, tenaga. Saya rasa kalau dilakukan perancangan yang rapi, penggajian yang berpatutan, bukan menguntungkan pengusaha saja, tetapi menguntungkan pengusaha dan juga pekerja dan juga pemilik sumber asli ini. Saya rasa kita boleh membantu negara dalam menghadapi cabaran menangani keselamatan makanan tadi ataupun isu-isu berkaitan dengan food security tadi.
With regard to this, he hopes that the development of Sarawak's northern region will benefit all layers of society and not only certain sectors.
Dan dalam usaha kita ingin membangunkan wilayah kita, saya rasa tidak cukup kepakaran dan juga tenaga sekadar di unit perancangan ekonomi di Jabatan Premier. Jadi mereka perlu reach out, memperolehi, mendapat, membuat jaringan dengan pelbagai pakar di luar yang boleh membantukan. Bagi saya tidak kelewatan wilayah kita memerlukan satu blueprint pembangunan yang komprehensif, memandangkan bahawa pembangunan rancak akan bermula tidak lama lagi kerana pemindahan ibu kota Indonesia ke Kalimantan akan merancakkan pembangunan. So, jadi kita perlu membuat persiapan, persediaan daripada sekarang supaya kita tidak ketinggalan dari segi pembangunan tadi. Sudah pasti dari segi pendidikan misalnya kita memerlukan institusi pendidikan yang kukuh bagi membantu melatih, melahirkan tenaga pakar berkaitan dengan pelbagai dimensi pembangunan apabila Nusantara di Kalimantan nanti sudah bangkit bangun.
He said this when contacted by TVS on Tuesday. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Teng Haliasan recently stated that Sarawak government will continue to prioritise the development of basic infrastructure and other facilities in the state's northern region this year. He added that development will continue to be implemented to ensure Limbang and Lawas are on an equal playing field with other parts of Sarawak.
The Housing Development Corporation, HDC, urges the public to use the proper channels to voice their grievances or complaints regarding their homes. HDC Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Asman Ahmad said rage-filled outbursts on social media could spread fear and misinformation to the public.
Commenting further on a post that went viral on social media involving breakdowns in a Block 1A unit at the Darul Hana development project, he said his party is hard at work responding to the complaints received. According to Muhammad Asman, HDC provides a special channel as well as hotline for lodging complaints related to breakdowns in home units at Darul Hana development project in Kuching. He stressed that to ensure residents' safety is at the highest level, monitoring will continue to be done.
The government aims to turn the federal territories into smart cities by 2030. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said it is in line with the concept of Malaysia Madani, which also emphasized the aspect of sustainability with the concept of green city and smart city.
Anwar explained that among the programs that have been drawn up are the use of electric buses in Kuala Lumpur and Wongsan Maju as a pilot low-carbon city. Other programs include additional installation of closed-circuit cameras or CCTV in Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya and the installation of Wi-Fi in people's housing and public housing projects in Labuan. In his speech at the investiture ceremony in conjunction with the 2023 Federal Territory Day at Istana Negara today, Anwar said that based on the Federal Territory's urban sustainability achievements, the 3 Federal Territories would achieve an excellent sustainable level in 2022. Apart from that, he said flood mitigation efforts will be continued in line with the flood mitigation plan that has been prepared. He added that he strongly believes that the Federal Territories Department, Kuala Lumpur City Hall and other agencies will continue to move as a team to ensure the vision is achieved. Anwar also expressed his determination in ensuring the Federal Territories of Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Labuan are administered in the best way so that the benefits of prosperity and peace can be enjoyed by the people of diverse races and cultures.
Thank you for staying with me. Less than a month after a nationwide protest in France, more than 87,000 French has gathered again to do so against President Emmanuel Macron's latest push for his pension reform. Despite efforts to suppress the movement by authorities, protesters continue to march forward with a clear course and unwavering spirit.
We need to be heard. The government should think about it when you see the crowds that turn out on the 19th, and there'll be even more on this time. The government needs to abandon its reform.
Besides Paris, demonstrations took place in other major cities in France, including Marseille, Lyon, Reims, and Montpellier. Even with strong opposition from the people, Macron insists that the reformation is vital to ensure the viability of the pension system. The managing director of Harris Interactive Polling Institute, Jean-Daniel Levi, further reaffirms the polarizing difference while acknowledging a stronger rejection of the pension reform this time around.
There are 2 aspects. On the one hand, we have French people who are opposed to the reform, French people who consider that this reform is unfair, and who, in the same spirit, consider that when they imagine the strategy of the various players, Emmanuel Macron will do everything to ensure that this reform passes through Parliament.
China warns countries with major powers to not compromise the stability and peace in the Asia-Pacific region like a game of chess. This was a reference to the geopolitical power struggle for control in the region. Asia-Pacific is an area of peaceful development, not a game of chess among major powers. China has always been committed to maintaining regional peace and stability and hopes that all parties can do more things that are conducive to regional stability and prosperity and do not introduce geopolitical conflicts and confrontations into the Asia-Pacific. Both China and Australia are important countries in the Asia-Pacific region. The healthy and stable development of China-Australia relations is not only in the fundamental interests of the two peoples, but also conducive to peace, stability, and prosperity in the Asia-Pacific region and the world. China made this statement following Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong's remarks about the risk of conflict in the Indo-Pacific, which would deal catastrophic impacts should conflicts occur. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Wednesday, February 1, presented a proposal to try to ensure Europe can compete with the United States as a manufacturing hub for net zero industries and reduce its dependence on China.
The plan is partly a response to multi-billion-dollar support programs of China and the United States, including the latter's Inflation Reduction Act. In the short term, von der Leyen said EU members could, for example, draw on about 250 billion euros from its Repower EU fund to stimulate companies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The European Commission is hoping member states will back its plan at a February 9 to 10 summit, but it faces a hot debate. Von der Leyen also said the European Union needs to restart talks on a trade deal with the Mercosur bloc of nations. The EU and Mercosur, made up of Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, agreed in June 2019 to create a free trade area of 700 million people after 2 decades of talks. However, the agreement was not ratified due to concerns, especially in France and the European Parliament, about deforestation in the Amazon and skepticism regarding Brazil's efforts to fight climate change at that time.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. More headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Shol Shamato. Thank you for watching.